It's crazy because you've obviously, we've kind of seen Cookies grow from like, I remember the first time I smoked Cookies was with 2 Chainz in probably 2010.
Shout out to Titty
or
Boy.
11.
Yeah.
That was around the time Yoko was getting played on the radio out there when I was on the. That was around that time, and I remember you coming out to Vegas, kicking with Franny and shit, and I kind of had like really got hip to you, but it's just wild to see like was there ever a point in time, let's say in 2010, 11, where you ever could imagine that you'd be turning down some of the exits I'm sure you've already been offered and you'd be on the cover of a publication like Forbes? Did you ever see it?
Nah, but I always knew too, like at the end of the day, it's all about how much work you put into your craft, right? Like if you stay dedicated to your craft, like even last night, dude, I got home last night and I just passed the fuck out hard, 9 p.m. out, like dead body. My girls woke up this morning, you remember how you fell asleep? I'm like, nah. She's like, man, you were fucking out. And just because I just work all day long. So I never pictured being in this position because I was always an underdog. I felt like I always had to prove myself to somebody. I always had to work harder than others. But I also knew that like one of my first true believers in what I do, like one of my first actual like investors and partners, and he told me, he's like, bro, like I don't really quite know where you're trying to go with the rap, but I do know one thing. He's like, bro, you don't stop, and people that don't stop and don't quit are the ones that hit. So I'm gonna stick with you. You should just stick with the pack. You're good at selling pack. I want bags from you, and I think that you'd be better off just focused on selling bud, but like, man, you just won't stop with this rap shit. And so I have to stay behind you. I'm going to keep pushing you because that's what motherfuckers like you aren't going to lose. And that stuck with me. I'm like, you're right. Even the current state of cannabis right now, like the weed game is fucked up. There's a lot of people falling out, a lot of people suing each other, a lot of people hating each other, a lot of businesses going under, a lot of grows failing, a lot of stores failing. But we're still relevant as hell, and we're still going because we still put that passion into it. Like, we still care about this shit.
Do you think it's also because you guys have a dope business model, I think, too, which is not necessarily dependent on any, because I'm sure if people don't understand, like, you guys you guys have partners all over the country, right? It's not like if you see a cookie store in Detroit, it's the same as the cookie store in Oklahoma. Well, and I'm sure some places it is the same partnership, right? But for you guys, like, you guys have kind of like put together such an incredible business model on the storefront side, at least, where it's a quality control situation where you obviously have to vet whoever you partner with, but at the same time, it kind of puts you guys in a position where people are buying into the name and the brand because the brand is so prestigious.
Yeah, it's like it's an asset light business model. We're not raising hundreds of millions of dollars, which allows me to stay in control. A lot of other people that raise hundreds of millions of dollars,
they lose skin.
Yeah, they lose all their equity. I maintained a lot of my equity, bro, a lot. But what it does is, like, it does 3 things. We're able to stay asset light. We're able to expand faster than anyone else. We're also able to cherry pick the best operators in each market as they open up. So, Albuquerque, New Mexico, we opened up 11/3, right, November 3rd. That's probably one of our best menus in the whole country. The weed looks almost better than some of the weed in California. The menu is extensive, 30 genetics on the menu, store fully built out. Like, we got to cherry pick those partners that were dedicated to us. Nirvana in Arizona.
I was going to say, it took you a very long time to get to Arizona, and that was a passionate,
Well, we fucked
mission.
up the first time. We did a deal with the only players in the game, and they pretty much just shelved us.
They fucked the weed up, right?
They fucked the weed up, but they also shelved our growth. But now we found some independent guys, the team at Nirvana, that understand what this brand means. They put the quality, and we turned down enough batches until it was time to go. We're like, bro, it's not hitting. It's not, boom, you got it.
Yeah.
And they dialed it in, and they dialed it in even more from the opening. And so it allows us to partner with the right people all around the country. And a lot of people say it's like a franchise. It's not like a franchise because anyone can open up McDonald's.
Yeah, you guys are being selective on who you're going to let.
We're being selective on who we're going to fuck with. We're being selective on which markets are mature enough to open up. And we're also just really understanding that, like, there's nothing easy about managing hundreds of partners.
Right.
It'd be easier to raise the money and to build out your shit yourself in theory, because then you're the one controlling all that. There's a lot of egos. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of personal, interaction you have to do when you have that many partners. But I like that shit.
Yeah, and it also kind of removes the, like, bureaucracy that you would have to deal with in each city and market. Because at the end of the day, like you said, man, the weed game is unfortunately it's full of a lot of cool people, but it's also full like on the corporate side, bro. Like
it's trash, bro. Like I miss the medical days so much. You know, when it was medical, it was a big risk still, and people were having to put their neck on the line, and it just was a lot more pure. As soon as it went legal, a bunch of people that had no business being in this business got in this business, and they started getting in, you know, partnerships with legacy guys and kind of changing the way that they think and what's really the real goal. I mean, if you look at the two things I'm truly passionate about, food and weed, it's two things that really bring people together. No matter where you're from, no matter where you're at in the world, you can connect over food or weed, right? So like, I'm in it for a bigger purpose. I know the brand has value. I know there's going to be some money associated with this position later on in life, but for right now, it's a struggle to maintain, to stay relevant, to deal with all these different partners, make sure everyone's happy, everyone feels like they're getting the attention they need. But I wouldn't change our business model or the situation we have over anything. It's cool to connect with people all over the world, and you said it, not just in the country but all over the world. From Thailand, we got Thailand. We're about to open up London, you know, medical side of London. We're in Spain, we're in Amsterdam, we're in Israel, we're selling weed in Germany right now. Like, it's cool to connect with people all over the world over something you created from, you know, the ground up in your house. It's cool as fuck.
That shit's wild, man.
Yeah.
You obviously went through like some public disputes with some old partners that were coming out trying to sue you. Did you end up getting any of that resolved? What's the latest with that?
Nah, those things take years, and those things are like mentally draining and financially draining. But like, you know, I said it, and I can only talk very little on it, but like I know 100% that we're in the right, and that when everything comes to light, people will be like, damn, that boy went through all that for what, right? And so I feel very confident where we are. No one's going to come take cookies from me. I am cookies, right? No one's going to remove any of the partners that helped me build this along the way. And I think that's part of the unfortunate thing about building something big is when you build something big, people will try to come take that shit. But growing up, I didn't give up my lunch at school. I'm not going to start doing it now. And I'm also not going to jeopardize what we all built together as a community, because a lot of people feel attached to cookies. And
I mean, a lot of people got tattoos. Bro, there's a man in Tucson right now with your portrait and the Cookies logo on his belly.
Yeah, no, that's real, right?
That's a real human being I saw with my own eyes.
Yeah, and so the easy way out would be just to bow down and take something from them and just step. But like, no, dude, people are fully invested in this vision and this brand and what we built together. It's not just my shit; it's our shit. All these operators around the world, they believed in what we built together, right? So I'm fighting for it, bro, and I feel like we're going to win at the end of the day. I feel like we're going to come out on top. It's just going to take a lot of mental strength. It's going to take a lot of capital, right?
Right.
That's why I stay grinding, and it's going to just take dedication and loyalty from me and my partners. That's it.